It's a warm June day, 1895, and up comes a steamship where Swami Vivekananda disembarks at Thousand Island Park at this exact dock, where he would spend 7 glorious weeks with his beloved devotees and disciples, teaching Vedanta and helping liberating these souls. This is the same road that Swami Vivekananda walked down from the dock to the home of Mrs. Dutcher. At the end of this road is the tabernacle, where he once spoke to the community of Thousand Islands.
Sisters and brothers of America, this is the tabernacle, the place where Swami Vivekananda in 1895 talked to this congregation. He was staying for 7 weeks in this place, which is called Thousand Island Park, right next door to the house of Mrs. Dutcher, where he was invited to speak to and be with 7 to 10 to 12 of his disciples. And he himself said he was at his highest at Thousand Island Park. If you go even a little bit further beyond the house, there is Vivekananda Rock, and it's a place where he had attained their Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the highest state of cosmic consciousness. And so this is a very sacred place. Can you imagine Swamiji himself standing here on this platform, talking to people in this place? This is really magical. The whole Thousand Island Park, the whole Vivekananda cottage, it is filled with Swamiji's presence. And you can feel it here, you can truly feel it here.
Swami Vivekananda spent this time in daily talks, meditations, and personal guidance, pouring forth the highest truths of Vedanta. These talks later compiled into the book Inspired Talks, and are among his most intimate and elevated teachings. He spoke not as a scholar, but as a realized soul, urging his students to awaken the divinity within, to live fearlessly, serve fearlessly, and see all beings as expressions of God. Today, that humble cottage still stands, quietly preserving the memory of a master who lit the lamp of spiritual awakening across continents. So just imagine Swami Vivekananda, standing up there on that top veranda, looking out over the treetops in this beautiful landscape. This humble cottage was of a beautiful place for these souls to gather and sit quietly, receiving the blessings of their divine master. Here we find the table that perhaps Swami Vivekananda dined with his beautiful devotees at. And out there's the deck. This is the living room. Here is the room where Swami Vivekananda spent his time, writing, teaching, and meditating. Today, this room is enshrined as a memorial to him and all that he has given to the world. Here is the deck where he spoke to his disciples. There's a sacred trail just behind the cottage, a trail that will take you to Vivekananda Rock, where Swami Vivekananda and 2 disciples had an incredible experience. One quiet day during the summer retreat, Swami Vivekananda took a few of his disciples to a large flat rock in the middle of this beautiful nature. It was a private sacred outing, not for lectures or lessons, but for contemplation and quiet presence with their beloved teacher. There, Swamiji entered into deep meditation and then into samadhi, the complete absorption of the individual self into the infinite. One disciple, Sister Christine, later wrote, "He sat there, silent, unmoving, his face luminous, his body still like a statue. Time seemed to stop. We dared not speak, dared not move. We felt we were in the presence of something holy, something otherworldly. When Swamiji finally opened his eyes, he looked upon them with a gaze so full of peace and power, they felt they had been blessed by the divine itself." This was not just a yogi entering a meditative state here. This was Swami Vivekananda demonstrating the supreme truth of Vedanta, that we are not the body, not the mind, but infinite, eternal spirit. He didn't just teach it, he became it, and his disciples felt it, not as a theory, but as a direct spiritual transmission. That rock became in their hearts a sacred shrine, a place where the veil between heaven and earth thinned. Though it's not widely marked on maps, it lives in the memory of spiritual history as the site where a great soul merged into the formless self. For Vivekananda, this wasn't just a retreat, it was a spiritual communion, a moment when the ancient voice of the Vedas echoed through the Western world.